सभी आचार्य लोगों को मेरा नमस्कार, मंडी सर का नमस्कार, प्रणाम, सत श्री अकाल. Welcome to Faculty Development Program at IIIT Delhi. The theme for the session is Enterprising the Education. Sirs, Acharyas, I am a muscat. I am a muscat made by my students. And I am named as 1/12 Mandi sir. 1/12 Mandi sir. Welcome to the session and theme on how to enterprise the education. The question that crops up in the minds of the faculty is that are there two separate programs, outlines, separate books and separate readings for making job givers versus job takers? Are there two separate kind of educators who are trained differently for making job seekers versus job givers? Are there two separate types of colleges needed for making job seekers versus job givers? Are there two separate types of student intake? Are the students very different who will become job givers and job takers? Are there two separate teaching methods required? These are some of the questions when faculty listen to enterprising the education, making of students as job givers. 1/12 Mandi sir asks a counter question to respond to these ideas. Are there two separate sets of mothers and fathers give birth to a baby girl versus a baby boy? Is that parents for baby girls are different from baby boys? This is the counter question 1/12 Mandi sir poses to answer the earlier questions. Are there two separate sets of hospitals, doctors and nurses required in making baby boys versus baby girls? Are there two separate and different places of birth which lead to baby boys and baby girls? Are there two separate baby making processes involved for baby boys and baby girls? No, it is not. Actually, it's the same process, the same hospitals, the same mothers and parents, the same hospitals, doctors, medical kind of thing, which produces 50% boys and 50% girls. It's only 1/23rd variation in chromosomes which will lead to a baby boys and baby girls. Everything else is same. The slightest variation in the DNA can create two different humans, male and female, and that too it is by chance, and the chance is so much, it's millions and millions of possibilities. The chance is 50-50 and the output is always 50-50, maybe little variation in that. The ratio of boys to the girls and males to the females. It's unfortunate the whole academic system is designed with a revenge to make every graduating student, 100% graduating students, to become job seekers. Don't you think this revenge to make everybody job seekers is the stupidity? Is it not the mistake? How come only baby girls? How come only baby boys can be taking birth? If that is the case, if that is the case, how bad it will be. The problem is that the academic systems are designed to make 100% job seekers. in reality, it's only 50% who can become job seekers. Other 50% invariably job givers. They are by force job givers are converted into job seekers. That is the problem. And they become bad job seekers. Hi, this is the problem of academic system. So the counter question will be able to answer you very clearly where the problem lies. 1/12 Mandi sir brings to you the learning and ideal learning characters. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 can be taken as ideal learning characters. If these things are missing, and the variation in these things will be making either job seekers or job givers. 1, it is practical learning. The learning has to be practical, not much required to be told. How much learning is practical? Is it theoretical or practical? The second one is productive. Most of the learning is unproductive, actually counterproductive. So second point is productive learning. Third one is personal. Learning has to be personal. Somebody's knowledge cannot be learning. Knowing something somebody has done, it's not learning. It's only mimicking. So practical, productive, personal, and proprietary. Please, here is ownership which is being looked at. Swamyata, it is ownership. The learning should have owned by the learner. It is not understood this way. Actually, people are indebted rather than owned, and it's not valuable, but it is value, counter value. Actually, it's a negative value they got it. So the 5 points at which, if the learning is, whether if these 5 points are met in the learning, the job seeker and job giver will be turned out. Look at the learning process. Search for it. Audit it. Then you'll be able to understand this process. Enterprising education is trying to adjust this learning process in terms of these 5 attributes and characters. It's nice to see student startups listed on the website IIIT Delhi Innovation Incubation Center website. The student startups are the startups which are launched by students when they are studying in the college, and that too, the startups are launched as part of regular curriculum. This has to be noted. The point here is that student startups are the best tools to enterprise the education. Recently, IICTE came out with a student startup policy and chasing every other academic institution to initiate student startups. We have almost 4 to 5 crore students studying in graduation colleges, UG and PG. And all these people can start their startups when they are studying in the college. Please note this point. When they pass out and they start startups are not student startups, they are alumni startups. Why not these 4 and 5 crore students start their startups when they are studying? You might get a question, you might pose a question, why the students should start startups? The idea here is to avail startup by a student as a learning tool, as a pedagogical method, not to make somebody an entrepreneur. Of course, when somebody goes through the enterprise process, startup process, they might end up as an entrepreneur. That is only an additional, a consequential benefit. So the idea here is that 4 to 5 crore students can launch startups when they are studying, and they can use these startups as a learning tool for deep learning. Wonderful and exciting the learning. And further, They also make tiny earning. What's wrong if IIIT Delhi students start their startup in the college and they also learn better and also earn little? Enterprising education, the theme is basically how this can be made possible, where every student, every subject students, mathematics, biology, botany, engineering, MBA, political science, public administration, every student can start startups when they are studying, and they use the startups for better learning and thodi si kamai bhi. Is this a bad idea? Is this a bad idea? How can this be made possible? Is the question which 1 by 12 Mandi sir very nicely answers for you. These are some of the student startups started when they are students in the college, and they are started by the students as part of their regular learning process. Cashify, Trell, Kisan Kirana, Zaika Ka Tadka, Matic Network, Bolo India. These are all the companies when students started their startups, part of their curriculum. When they started these startups, they got marks. They got Rokada, they got Ankada. They got marks and also money. The idea of student startups is basically enterprising the education so that education becomes much more valid. And of course, a good number of students also will turn out, they have the taste of enterprising, they might grow as entrepreneurs. These are all list of students who have done startups when they were students at NITI Mumbai. The list continues. Free Kamal, Free Kamal. This is a company, Fukad Kamal. This is a listing company, deep discount listing website. Lolten, Square Ads, Magenta Power, Craftfield, Huawei, Quifers. These are wonderful companies when the students have started when they were in the college, and they started these colleges for the studies. Then they got Ankada and also they got Todisi, Rokda also. Student startup policy is taken very seriously by the current government. Actually, it was started in 2016 and recently there was a change in the policy and further updated 2019 policy also came. IICT is pushing academic institutions to come out more student startups so that they can create more job givers. Let us remember that turning out graduates, job seekers makes no sense, and jobs are not there in the market. We require the education should turn out not only job seekers but also job givers. A book by Rashmi Bansal, Arise and Awake, is a collection of student startups. They all started, the students started when they were students in the college. But unfortunately, all these cases were not part of mainstream curriculum. The colleges, they never included them part of their curriculum. This is unfortunate thing. So these are an examples. We should learn from it that if these examples would have been part of regular curriculum, which professors, deans have used them as learning tools, and they've given marks for the students, how wonderful it would have been. And a lean startup book, this gives a possibility to create small and tiny startups in the colleges. A startup doesn't mean that it required a 1 crore investment, a 1 lakh investment. Even 1 rupee investment companies can also be made, and there is no need for investment also. When you are looking at a baby formation, the first cell and second cell and third cell is the way through which the baby is being formed in the mother's womb. A startup is also a ovule being created in the college campus, in the classroom as a womb, and students, they create this through their efforts, and that is being done for the learning purpose. Classroom is the womb in which student is creating startups, and the process and the way how it can be done, one can be able to have very well in the book The Lean Startup by Eric Rice. Hope Acharya Ji's will be referring to these three important titles which will help you to enterprise the education. 1 by 12 Mandi sir would like to bring to you a model called circuit. The definition Ek Batta Bara Mandi sir gives for a student startup is consciously created circuit of all or most of the curriculum related learning assignments done by the specific group of students is a startup. Students do number of learning assignments when they are studying it, and these assignments, when they are connected as a circuit, they are consciously connected. When these assignments are connected like a mala, फूल की माला बनाता है, ऐसा एक circuit बनाता है, so that the circuit will lead to a final light, and the light is validation whether the circuit is properly aligned or not, whether resistors or not. Here each of the resistor is nothing but each of the assignment. The day 0 to the final day, the convocation, what all the student is doing, if they are connected into a circuit, that itself will become a startup. There is no need for a separate kind of an activity to be done. But only thing is, faculty of different courses, different modules should be able to coordinate and help the students to carry out most of the assignment so that the whole circuit is complete and the light is emitted out of the circuit by providing a bulb to the circuit at the end. What unfortunate is that academic culture is that the assignments are never connected as a circuit. They are kept in isolation and independent of each other. Every assignment will get into the dustbin or maybe into trash. They are ignored, they are drained, and they are trashed. It's unfortunate that 4 to 5 crore students learning labor is wasted. The idea of a student startup, enterprising education is this: why not you convert these learning labor into an enterprises, small, tiny enterprises, and they are embedded part of regular curriculum. When the assignments are connected, the student learning will further increase. A lateral and a deeper understanding a student can develop with a tool called startup. Acharya Ji's. Most of you might be an engineers also. Look at the analogy of a circuit being used for connecting the assignment so that light is emitted through a bulb, which is light is nothing but rokda. By say, because whatever it went in for the learning should come out as an outcome. That's a beauty. There is a Shanti mantra. There is a Shanti mantra where it is said, Sahaviryam karavavahe. All the effort put together should also be able to come out as energy, and that energy should also will be resulting into a light. The light is nothing but rokda. This is Shanti mantra which is being told some hundreds of years back. Few tips how to make more and more student startups as part of curriculum. One of the best ways is to introduce students initially with small and tiny one-day enterprising experiments. It can be as small as 3-4 hours to as big as 10 hours kind of thing. Mandi is a good example. बेच के सीखो, सिखाई बेच के सीखो. This is an example. Just go on to the online and Google and search it. You will get fantastic outline about the program, how it operates. The other opportunity for the faculty to convert student startups is making use of summer internship projects, final projects, MTech projects like that. Every academic program have got projects, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months. These kind of programs are there, even 1 week, 15 days kind of projects. All these projects can be converted into startup projects. Only thing is, faculty should be able to make use of them as startup projects, enterprise projects. There is no need that projects means a student should work with a particular company as intern. They can as well run their own startups in a tiny small way, and they can apply the subjects, they can write a report, they can use this particular opportunity to create their initial tiny startups. Here, the faculty encouragement is much more required and novel innovation is badly required. Don't make student startups extracurricular, outside the curriculum. Try to make them intracurricular so that students get marks and also they can make money out of it. Ankda and also Rokda. It's nothing wrong. IICTE is asking every college. Their interest is to expose 4 to 5 crore students studying in the colleges with startup projects. Demo earning out of learning. This is the most important thing. Productive learning, and also finally the idea is where variability is being shown with value. Valuable learning is called earning out of learning. Most of the learning is expenditure and outflow, but never it is inflow. The moment you convert learning into inflow, that is enterprising the education. Most of the students who go through the process turn up into entrepreneurs. Of course, it is their choice at the end of it, after the studies, what they will do, even if they start as an employees, but the kida, the warmth of enterprising already gets into their minds, and it will brew and it will come out as an enterprise in the later times. You are welcome to learn more about, watch more about, listen more about Ek Battabara Mandi Sir. Visit Mandi Sir YouTube channel so that you can see many more videos on many more themes. बेच के सीखो, सिखाइए बेच के सीखो. Learning expenses are made in learning, through learning, and for learning is the slogan Mandi Sir always gives. You are welcome again to Mandi Sir YouTube channel.